Chennedy Carter, remember the name. She was once the beacon of hope for many young athletes, a symbol of what hard work and dedication could achieve. Her talent on the court was undeniable and her potential seemed limitless. Fans and analysts alike were captivated by her electrifying performances, her ability to take over a game, and her sheer will to win. She was not just a player, she was a phenomenon. Once a rising star, now a cautionary tale. Her journey from the heights of stardom to the depths of controversy is a story that serves as a stark reminder of how quickly fortunes can change in the world of professional sports. It wasn't just about the points she scored or the games she won. It was about the promise she held, the dream she inspired in countless fans and aspiring athletes. It all changed in a flash. One push, one moment of lost composure. In the heat of the game, emotions can run high, but this was different. This was a moment that would come to define her career, a moment that would overshadow all her previous achievements. The push was not just a physical act, it was a symbol of something deeper, something that had been simmering beneath the surface. One moment of unsportsmanlike conduct. It was a moment that shocked everyone who had ever cheered for her, everyone who had ever believed in her. The push was seen by millions, replayed over and over on sports channels and social media. It was a moment that would be etched in the memories of fans and critics alike, a moment that would be dissected and analyzed endlessly. The victim? None other than Caitlin Clark, the golden girl of the WNBA. Clark, known for her grace and sportsmanship, was the last person anyone expected to be involved in such an incident. She was the epitome of what a professional athlete should be, and seeing her on the receiving end of such aggression was jarring. It was a clash of two titans, but in the worst possible way. The basketball world watched in disbelief. Fans who had idolized Carter were left stunned, unable to reconcile the player they admired with the actions they had witnessed. The incident sparked a firestorm of reactions, from shock and disappointment to anger and betrayal. It was a moment that transcended the game, becoming a topic of conversation in households and media outlets across the country. Carter, known for her scoring prowess, showed a different side, a dark side. This was not the fierce competitor fans were used to seeing, but someone who had let their emotions get the better of them. It was a side of her that no one wanted to acknowledge, but one that could no longer be ignored. The incident forced everyone to take a closer look at who Chennedy Carter really was, both on and off the court. This wasn't a basketball play, it was a moment of raw, unfiltered emotion. It was a moment that stripped away the veneer of professionalism and revealed the human being underneath. It was a moment that made everyone question what had led to this point, what had caused such a talented player to act out in such a way. It was a moment that demanded answers. It was a blatant display of aggression. The league acted swiftly. The WNBA, known for its strict code of conduct, could not let such behavior go unpunished. The referees on the court were quick to call a flagrant foul, and the league's disciplinary committee wasted no time in reviewing the incident. The message was clear. Actions have consequences, no matter who you are. A flagrant foul was issued. But the repercussions went beyond the immediate penalty. It was a stain on Carter's record, a blemish that would follow her for the rest of her career. It was a moment that would be brought up in every discussion about her, a moment that would be used to question her character and her commitment to the game. But the damage was done. The incident had already taken its toll. Carter's reputation, once untarnished, was now in shambles. She was no longer just a player, she was a cautionary tale. The fallout was immediate and severe, affecting not just her career but her personal life as well. It was a turning point, one from which there was no easy return. Carter's reputation took a hit. Fans were outraged. The very people who had once cheered her on were now her harshest critics. Social media was ablaze with comments and opinions, most of them negative. The court of public opinion had rendered its verdict, and it was not in her favor. The support she had once enjoyed was now a distant memory, replaced by a wave of condemnation. Pundits like myself were left speechless. How could someone with so much potential throw it all away? It was a question that haunted everyone who had followed her career. The incident was analyzed from every angle, but no one could come up with a satisfactory explanation. It was a mystery, one that added to the tragedy of the situation. How could someone with so much potential throw it all away? The answer, as we later discovered, lay in a pattern of behavior that had been brewing for years. It was not an isolated incident but the culmination of a series of events and decisions that had led her to this point. It was a sobering realization, one that made the incident all the more tragic. The answer, as we later discovered, lay in a pattern of behavior that had been brewing for years. It was a pattern that had gone unnoticed or unaddressed, a series of red flags that had been ignored. In the end, it was a reminder that talent alone is not enough. Character, discipline, and emotional control are just as important, if not more so. And for Chennedy Carter, it was a lesson learned too late. This wasn't an isolated incident. Chennedy Carter's journey through professional basketball has been marred by a series of troubling events and controversies that have overshadowed her undeniable talent on the court. Chennedy Carter had a history that began long before she stepped onto the professional stage. Even in college, whispers of her fiery temper and clashes with teammates were common. A history of clashing with teammates. These incidents were often downplayed, attributed to her competitive spirit and passion for the game. But as she transitioned to the WNBA, these issues became more pronounced. A history of conduct unbecoming of a professional athlete. Her behavior on and off the court raised eyebrows and led to numerous confrontations with coaches and fellow players. Whispers of locker room turmoil followed her from team to team. It seemed that wherever Carter went, discord was not far behind. Her talent was undeniable, but so was the chaos she often brought with her. In Atlanta, her time with the Dream ended abruptly. Despite her promising start, her tenure was cut short due to ongoing issues that the team could no longer ignore. Suspended for conduct detrimental to the team, they said. The official statement was a diplomatic way of addressing the deeper issues that plagued her time with the Dream. A nice way of saying she was a locker room cancer. Then came Los Angeles. The Sparks saw potential in her and hoped to harness her skills while managing her temperament. The Sparks took a chance on her. They believed that a change of scenery and a fresh start could help Carter turn over a new leaf, hoping she had learned her lesson. They were wrong. Same story, different city. Carter's attitude problems persisted. Despite the new environment, the same issues reared their ugly head. Her talent couldn't outweigh the toxicity she brought to the court. The Sparks, like the Dream before them, found that Carter's potential was overshadowed by her inability to maintain harmony within the team. Her journey serves as a cautionary tale of how personal conduct can impact professional success. Chicago, the Windy City, a fresh start. Or so she thought. The Sky, desperate for a scoring punch, rolled the dice on Carter. They hoped her talent would finally overshadow her baggage. They were wrong. The Clark incident was the final straw. The Sky had seen enough. They refused to offer her a core designation, no long-term contract. Essentially, they showed her the door. Think about that. A leading scorer shown the door. That's how toxic her reputation had become. The message was clear. Talent can only take you so far. Character matters. The Chicago Sky locker room was a powder keg, and Chennedy Carter was the fuse. Sources say teammates were on edge. The tension was palpable. Angel Reese, a rising star in her own right, unfollowed Carter on social media. A very public display of disapproval. This wasn't just about basketball. It was about respect, about accountability. Carter's actions had consequences. She had poisoned the well, and her teammates were left to deal with the fallout. Caitlin Clark, the new face of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark has taken the league by storm, captivating audiences with her incredible skill and undeniable charisma. Her journey from college basketball sensation to WNBA star has been nothing short of extraordinary. On the other side of this saga stands Caitlin Clark, the Iowa superstar. Known for her sharp shooting and playmaking abilities, Clark has quickly become a household name. Her performances at Iowa were legendary, setting records and earning accolades. The darling of women's basketball. Fans adore her not just for her on-court prowess, but also for her off-court demeanor. She's approachable, engaging, and always has time for her supporters. Her arrival in the WNBA has been nothing short of seismic. Attendance is soaring. Stadiums are packed to the brim with fans eager to witness her magic firsthand. The energy she brings to the court is palpable, and it resonates with everyone in the arena. Merchandise is flying off the shelves. Jerseys, posters, and memorabilia featuring Clark are in high demand. It's clear that she has a massive following and her influence is growing by the day. Clark isn't just winning games, she's winning hearts and minds. Her humility and dedication to the sport are evident in every interaction. Whether she's signing autographs or giving interviews, she remains grounded and genuine. She represents the future of the league. Young fans look up to her, aspiring to follow in her footsteps. Her impact on the next generation of players is undeniable, and she continues to inspire countless individuals. And what did Carter do? In a moment of frustration, she made a decision that would change everything. She put her hands on the face of the franchise, on national television. The incident was shocking and left fans and analysts in disbelief. It was a moment that would be replayed and discussed endlessly. It was a PR nightmare. The league had to act swiftly to address the situation. Press conferences were held, statements were released, and the media had a field day with the controversy, and it solidified Carter's fall from grace. Once a promising talent, her actions led to a significant decline in her reputation. The incident served as a stark reminder of the pressures and challenges faced by professional athletes. Career on the brink. Can Chennedy Carter recover? Chennedy Carter is an unrestricted free agent, but let's be real, her options are limited. Teams are wary. GMs talk. Coaches talk. Her reputation precedes her. She might find a job overseas, maybe, but even then her baggage might be too heavy to carry. The talent is there, no one can deny that. But talent without character is like a car without brakes, dangerous, unreliable. The league responds, a call for accountability. The WNBA has a decision to make. Do they turn a blind eye to Carter's behavior, or do they send a message? A message that actions have consequences. The league is reportedly considering stricter rules, harsher penalties for misconduct, a zero-tolerance policy for players who disrupt the league's image. This isn't just about Chennedy Carter, it's about protecting the integrity of the game, about creating a safe and respectful work environment for all players. Race, gender, and double standards, a deeper look. We can't ignore the elephant in the room. The issue of race and gender is always present. Some have argued that Carter, a black woman, is being held to a different standard, that her actions are being scrutinized more harshly than her white counterparts. It's a valid point. We need to have honest conversations about implicit bias in sports, about how race and gender influence our perceptions of athletes. Redemption and lessons learned, a crossroads for Chennedy Carter. Can Chennedy Carter redeem herself? It's possible, but it will take time, and a lot of soul-searching. She needs to take accountability for her actions, issue a sincere apology, and most importantly, demonstrate genuine change. This is a crossroads in her career, a defining moment. Will she fade into obscurity, or will she rise from the ashes, stronger and wiser? Only time will tell.